So I know a lot of people have wanted to know like wrap ups on knife shows and so forth. And I want to let you guys know about a new direction that I'm taking. And I don't see it changing anytime soon. I'm arriving at this course via many years of experience. I think everybody knows that I've never been fixated on the collector audience. The collector audience has a disproportionately large voice in the industry, and it's not really where I want to be. So, I'm making a radical change. I will no longer be doing knife shows. I don't think I'll ever do a knife show again. I won't do a table show. I won't do a booth show. I will do no knife shows ever again. I'm really looking forward to engaging people in a completely different way, far more personally and less like sheep. So, here's what I'm going to be doing, and I have this all set up for Blade Show. I'll be attending these shows as a gentleman in the knife industry. I want to go around and network with my friends who are in the business. I want to meet people that gather there who are aficionados, who are not necessarily my direct customer audience, but people that I can network and do other projects with. And then I want to meet with the customers who like what I do and are there to see me. I want to meet with them offsite, away from the knife world. And we're going to be doing, and we've done, we used to have the Centurion program. The Centurion program is paused, and really COVID kind of killed it. And I could have revived it, but I just thought it was time for something new. So we're going to do counterculture, MK Tooligans. I've been calling you guys Tooligans for years. I think it's a fun play on hooligan. I think the knives I make are kind of counterculture. And we're going to be doing MK Tooligan gatherings. We used to do our Centurion gatherings. We would have dinner at a restaurant. It was really quality time to meet and talk with people and connect with customers on a personal level instead of at a show with people waiting in line and kind of the mayhem. So I don't want to, my company is too busy to steal from the talent here for a week and all of the effort that goes into getting ready to go for a show. And then we get to these shows and my girlfriend wants you phone up. Let me just put me on. I'm on airplane mode. I don't know how calls coming through. So I'm taking off my hat. All right, my hat's off. Your girlfriend, Charlie. Your girlfriend wants me to take off my hat. I took it off. Let's see. I like pinto beans. Okay, that guy. We're gonna just hide user on the channel. Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to build an online show. So it's going to look like a booth online where you can go there and you can click on the knives. They're all laid out. And then you're going to see a little video of me talking about the knife and decide if you like it, and you can buy it. What we're going to do is we're going to open it up 2 weeks before each show that we're going to, and you'll have a week to preview it, and then we'll put it for sale 1 week preceding the show. Then I'm going to get on an airplane by myself with one suitcase full of knives that are sold. I'm going to bring them to you guys, and I'm going to hand out the knives at dinner. When you go to buy the knife, it's going to be whatever price it is, and then it's going to be fit plus $50. And if you can add several people, as many people as you want. So if you're going down with your son or one of your buddies and his kid, and the three of you are going to come to dinner, you can buy the knife and add 3 people for dinner. If you got your wife coming with you, fine. If you've got your whole motorcycle gang, you're with the Black Hells Angels, and 18 of you want to come to dinner after you buy a knife, that's cool too. So you just buy the knife and then pick how many people you want to come to dinner. And I am not giving out knives at the show. I'm not bringing knives at the show. I'm not doing knives at the show. All I'm going to do is walk the show. What I do want to do is the night before the show, I want to meet for dinner with everybody privately. I want to hand out your knives to you. I want to have a wonderful dinner together. I want us to get a chance to break bread and talk and commune with each other like I did with the Centurions for years. It is a wonderful time. It's a really wonderful way to connect with people, and I really enjoy doing that so much more than the shows. At the shows, I didn't see much. I see almost The shows are frustrating because they're turning into a fidget spinner, fidget Chinese junk gathering, and it's just not my jam. It's not what I want. When I started making knives, it was a bunch of kind of alpha bubbas, knuckle draggers making these cool implements. And it's turned into all these dudes who draw pictures of knives and these really cool marketing slicks and posters and packaging. They have it made by some Chinese people. They line it all up, and they wear a kilt or wear whatever the fuck they're gonna wear, and they have some booth and they think they're a knife maker. And they're not. And I just don't want to be in the crowd anymore, quite frankly. I look around and there's like, if you put all the American makers in one row, we wouldn't make up a row. It's mostly just Chinese stuff and junk. I just want nothing to do with it. So we're gonna do dinner. It's gonna be they're gonna be called Got Dinners, Gatherings of Tooligans. We got a cool logo we've designed for that, and it should just be, sounds like a good plan to me. Many fucking twat hipsters. Oh, okay. That's one I'll show. I didn't even read all of it. It should be a lot of fun, and you know, I don't want another kid to come by with a furry hat and a tail asking to see my Bali song and saying, "It's so weird, your knife's good. How did that happen?" And me want to just basically grab them by their furry hat, take a big knife, chop their fucking head off, hold it up while it's still blinking, and howl. Men only, please. It's just the way I feel. Just telling you my feelings. Wouldn't actually do that. So that's our plan. We're gonna do Tooligan gatherings. It should be a lot of fun, and I'll have some surprises, of course, because I'm a gift giving surpriser. What we'll do is, if you want a Tooligan T-shirt, it'll all be part of the checkout. So you'll buy a knife, and there'll be some stuff you have to click on, and it'll be the knife plus the dinner. And if you want a shirt, you click on that, and then I'm gonna bring that stuff with me. I'll hand it out to you guys, and you should like go away with a cool shirt, knife in your pocket, maybe a little handout, a little freebie that you're not expecting, and a little FaceTime where we get a chance to connect and have dinner, and really just like connect like gentlemen, instead of you getting this like single serving packet of ketchup moment with me. And then anybody who's self-aware, they're like, oh, I don't want to interrupt Greg because he's doing business and all these people are waiting on him. And then I have commercial customers come around, they want to talk about big business. I'm like, hey, I'm here to see end users. I just want to be in my crowd. And so if you're not part of the Tooligan group, if you're a Centurion, you're already a Tooligan. And if you buy a knife, you're a Tooligan. You don't have to go do Medford University, although it's wonderful to see it and learn. And it should just be a fun way to make the knife show not just an event that you go to and everyone's there trying to take your money, but a place you're going and you've got a plan to go to dinner and you're going to hang out with some other guys who probably have a lot of overlapping interests, and then at least one maker. You'll get a bunch of time to really kind of connect and talk and ask questions and find out about the latest things going on with what we're doing and what we see in the knife community, the knife world in general. And that's what I'm going to push. So I'm done with knife shows. I won't be going to any more. I don't care how good they are. I don't care where they are. I don't care who's involved. I'm just done. I'm just going to go and enjoy the show. Maybe. I might not even go to the show. I might have dinner and the next morning get on an airplane and go home. I want my team to not have to work on the weekends. And for the amount of effort we put into it, we can do a really cool digital experience and have a really unique one-on-one connect with people. And I think I'd rather just do that. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoy. The Centurion program is officially deceased. It is no longer. It's MK Tooligans. It's Medford Knife Tooligans. And I look forward to seeing you guys out there on the road. I'll be around. And you'll see these come up, and you'll be able to pop over to it'll be, Medford, www.medfordknife.com/Blade Show 2026, 2025, whatever it is. You click on there, and there'll be a booth with the knives. You can look at the knives, and then you put your mouse over the knife, and stuff will pop up, and you're off and running. It should be great. And I think I'm going to be able to take better care of the people who are engaged. I think I'm going to be able to connect in a personal way that I prefer, that's more lasting and less single serving. I think it makes for a far more memorable event to be able to meet with a maker. And not just be in a line, this kind of like fanboy thing. None of that. It's like gentlemen meeting for dinner and getting acquainted, and it should be kind of fun. We've done this in the past, and it just has been a hit. So I don't know. We just stopped doing it because COVID kind of disrupted our patterns. Um, I hope you come to EDC Specialties and do something similar to what you're talking about. I won't go to EDC Specialties and sell a bunch of my knives in advance and take away from EDC Specialties. Rob and Greg and those guys up there, they do a fantastic job, and I wouldn't want to step on their toes. But this is what I'm doing instead of knife shows, and I think it'll be great. Anyways, put your comments down below. I sure appreciate it. I don't see this stuff very often. I'm told I need to say it more. Like, subscribe, be informed. I give my unfiltered kind of view of the world, and I throw in a little bit of knife stuff. Knives are essentially kind of boring after you know what you know and like what you like. It can be kind of boring, and it gets a little myopic. I've been talking about knives. I started doing this, talking about knives online 15 years ago. And you can only talk about knives so much before you feel like a broken record. And it's just boring as shit. So I'd rather dive in and have a bunch of fun and talk about politics. And, if some of you guys that are on the left side of the spectrum, I heard this CIA guy talking about how to tell if you've been propagandized. And he said, if you think everything on your side is right and nothing on the other side is right, you've been propagandized. So in light of that, I wanted to tell you some things that I think are correct from the other side of the spectrum. You guys over here hear me talk about stuff that a lot of you agree with, but I want to talk about some other stuff. Why is it our country's okay saddling our youth with so much debt to become educated if being educated is an asset for our nation? Why are we okay with that? Why are we okay with building homes for everybody else in the world for free? Why are we okay granting money to countries to buy weapons from our companies so they can destroy their country, and then we come back in and fund rebuilding their country when our own children can't afford to buy homes in the communities they grow up in? Why is it we can afford $380 billion for Ukraine, which I feel is a fool's errand, morally and tactically? It's a fool's errand. And I'm willing to have that discussion with anybody who'll have a sensible debate. And any of you who are lefties who think you can have the debate with me, we can do a live one-on-one debate here on the channel. It'll be a ton of fun. I've never had anybody take me up on it, but come one, come all, let's talk. Why is it we're okay funding these wars and we're not okay upping the standard of living for our elderly? Why is it we're not finding a way to make our healthcare more affordable? All of the things. I don't mind paying taxes, and I've paid a gobsmacking amount of taxes over the years. I'm not against paying taxes, and a lot of liberals would say, "Oh, Greg, you're just selfish. You don't want to pay your taxes. You're just self-oriented." No, I want a return for my investment. If you're asking me, I need to pay tax. If you're demanding with a gun to my head with punishment of imprisonment if I don't pay these taxes, or seizure or forfeiture, if you're putting a gun to my head to take my earnings from me and my family, I want a return on your, because it's an investment in my community, in my culture. I want a return on my investment. Halliburton shouldn't get the return on my investment or your investment. These are the things that Democrats have been saying for decades. And these are real questions, and I'd like real answers to them as well. The first thing you got to do is balance your books. You can't run as a company if your books aren't balanced, and you can't add perks for your company, the people who work here or the people of America. You can't add perks or up their lifestyle if you don't balance the books a little bit. If you don't audit, you're not honest about how you're spending money. So I think it's disingenuous for conservatives to think the Democrats are wrong about everything. Democrats aren't necessarily wrong about the LGBTQ thing either. They're not. But they're having an argument from 40 years ago or 50 years ago. We don't want our countrymen who have aberrant or very, very minority orientations, sexual views. And all. We don't want them afraid to walk down the street because a couple of bubbas are going to tie them to a truck and take them for a drag, or the wrong kind of drag. We don't want that either, right? We really want people to be at home and safe in their nation. So I think that reach towards inclusiveness, the Democrats, they're right about that. Their approach is wrong. Their extremeness is wrong. They've co-opted a real problem and turned it into a political lever to fuck everybody. That's the problem I see, So if you can look at the other side and see their point, you have a chance to find some truth. I see the point that classical leftists make. And they make a really good point. If we've got money for all these jets and all these wars and all this, why aren't we taking care of our own? That's a real question. And as a taxpayer, I just want, what do I get for all this money you take from me? Is it just more endless war that 5 multinational war machine companies benefit off of? Why aren't my countrymen benefiting from this tithing that I pay to my nation? And I think that's, you got to step back from your political line, and I'm really willing to do it because I see where the heart is of so many leftist approaches to things, but their solution I don't agree with. I don't agree the government's good at solutions. I don't think that more government is the answer to to anything. I don't think more government is the answer. So if leftists and I can just agree that we're having a disagreement about how much government there is, we can actually have a real discussion about problems and maybe find solutions. I appreciate you guys stopping in. I appreciate the trolling comments. But instead of trolling, why don't you contribute? Just like culture. Instead of just paying your taxes, critique and yell and vote and make a difference. And don't vote for your side, vote for ideas. I've been called a racist and a misogynist and everything in the book, and it's never, ever, ever been what I want. That's never what I've wanted. I don't want any racial divide. I don't want a gender to be less than in any way. But people will take words that you say that trigger their feelings, and then they will label you, and that justifies their feelings because people are afraid of having their feelings. I want you, if you're a liberal and you like cool knives, I want you, if you're a Democrat and you like cool knives, I want you to not take yourself so seriously, just like I don't. And I want you to come and have dinner with us and break bread and find out we're not just a bunch of, we're not a bunch of racist, misogynist, bigot assholes. I've heard these great anecdotes over the last, since COVID really, where people kind of migrated away from big cities and they moved to Trump parts of the country. And it's been interesting to see the opinion pieces of folks who've moved to Trump regions from classic lefty regions. And they go, God, everybody's so nice. And the guy with the Trump banner hanging off the front of our garage helped me look for my dog for 2 days till we found my dog. The Trump guy across the street, he was out shoveling with his snowplow and he plowed my driveway, and because he had seen my husband out there struggling. You see all these comments, and we're all just American citizens trying to get along, and we want a better world for our kids. And I think I happen to think I'm right, and I happen to think you're not thinking things through all the way, but I see your intention, and I don't disagree with your intention a lot of times. And I think if we can find the common ground of our problems and we can agree to disagree on our solutions, we'll stop vilifying one another, and we'll stop burning Tesla cars, and we'll stop threatening people's lives over disagreeing. Because when we sit down and we strip away the label of a donkey or an elephant, a liberal or a conservative, a Democrat or Republican, and we were to sit 50 liberals in a room and 50 conservatives in a room and ask them what their top 50 concerns are for the nation, I think we overlap on 35 of them, which means there's just more common ground than anybody ever likes to acknowledge. And yeah, I get pissed off sometimes at the craziness I see, because I see people arguing about things that don't matter to the nation as a whole, and inefficiency frustrates the hell out of me. I'm a manufacturing guy. I like efficiency. So if you're super lib, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. If you're a Dem, good for you for being here. If you're a troll, thank you for watching too, and fuck you very much. And then everybody else, I'll see you at Blade Show. We're going to have a great time. And I guarantee you 6 months later, when you look back at your memories of Blade Show in Atlanta, you're going to say, the dinner with Medford was the most fun we had at a knife show ever. Because there's nothing better than breaking bread with your countrymen. There's nothing better than feeling good around people who like you and that you have common interests with. I don't think there's anything better than that. It's like running into somebody who's in your tribe. And the only thing better than running into somebody in your tribe is running into people whose differing tribe overlaps with yours, and it kind of tilts your head a little bit. I think that's great. So I hope you guys participate. I look forward to seeing you all there. I think this is going to work out great. I think I'm going to, be able to justify the expense of the travel and the time out of my life. I think I'm going to erase the expense and travel of my employees having to go out on a weekend and lose a weekend with their family 5 times a year. It's 5 weekends. It's 10% of the year. It's 52 weekends, and 5 weekends I've got people I ask to sacrifice being from their families. I don't want to do that. It's my business. I'll show up. I'll deliver some knives. And if you guys want to participate in something, we will show up like grown men. We all pay our way, and we'll shake hands and break bread and maybe find a little more understanding, maybe find a little more comradeship. As you get out of the military, one of the things you miss the most is the camaraderie of the guys. And then men spend the rest of their life searching for groups of like-minded people to be around. And maybe it's just knives that connect a bunch of us as Americans, and we find out how much overlap we have. It's kind of fun. And I've had this happen numerous times at Centurion gatherings, because I don't have a monolithic group of Trump supporters who show up. I've had my share of Marxists, hipsters, 420 friendly ding-dongs, and the whole 9 yard. Everybody shows up. And I think everyone's felt really welcome. I've been judged after the fact. I've been judged by people who, to my face, had a great time and said it was just lovely. And then after the fact, 6 months later, they're mad about something. But usually it's because of something I said in a video and pissed them off. And I'm going to keep doing this, so oh well. Thanks, you guys. Now, let's go. Let's take it to the comments. I've seen a bunch of questions come through. I got to put my glasses on. So let me look here and see what we got going on. My girlfriend wants you to take off your hat. I did that. Tell us about some of the weirdness you saw at Blade Show. Yeah, just a lot of people that they're not part of my, the furries and the fucking Bali song kids and all of that, and Adam's family. The knives you didn't sell, will they be posted somewhere? No. Excellent idea. My favorite part of Blade 23 was the dinner the night before. Right? We had a great time, Joe. Thanks for commenting. Sounds like a good plan. Many fucking twat hipsters at knife shows. Yeah, totally. What about the guys that came to sell you a Medford knife? Yeah, I don't know any of those guys. Feelings, awesome plan. Hope you come to ED specially. No. Glad. Yeah, so W5RR2NG, you're still going to see me. I'm just not going to be displaying with a booth. Like, subscribe, carry Medfords. That's great. Just got my tie scales for my ASK from EDC Specialties with custom Trump Punisher laser etch. Sipping, cool. Say something nice about Canada. Diehard conservative here. We'll still love you guys. Canada. You know what I like about Canada? I really like there's room up there. I like that they've got great skiing up at Whistler. They've got where did I go? Man, I went somewhere for New Year's one time with my sister, and we had a great time up in Canada. Canada, they're like, I don't have anything specific nice to say about Canadians, okay? I don't like how nice you guys all are. I just don't like it because it's either a it's either phony or it's weakness, and I don't know which it is. But I don't have a problem with Canada, but like I just read a list of, and I'm gonna pull them up right now so you guys can see this because people yesterday were like questioning like I'm just making this shit up, and I don't. I don't make anything up. I read a lot and I talk about what I read. But let's just look at Canadian tariffs on American goods list. Let's just see for fun. Not the retaliatory. So we did reciprocal tariffs to kind of go at their tariffs. They're doing retaliatory tariffs. Yeah, let me see if I can. I should have pulled this up. Oh, I don't have a good list. I'm sorry, you guys, and I want to waste time sitting here looking this up. But I know you've seen this. There are a ton of lists. Yeah, there are a ton of tariffs imposed on American goods going into Canada that are in the hundreds of percent. And that's basically a tax on Canadians to encourage purchasing of Canadian goods, I suppose, because they've been buying the products. And we're just saying, take down the tariffs or we're going to put those tariffs up. It's funny how, let's say your wife's cheating on you and she's been cheating on you for years. And then you say, okay, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And you go out and get a little side action. And your wife blows up at you and says and yells to the world that you've been cheating on her. It's not really, and then she says, I'm going to cheat on you. And you go, you've always been cheating on me. What are you talking about? So if the United States, Donald Trump says, we're going to impose some tariffs because you guys have all these tariffs on us. And then Canada says, well, that's not fair. We're going to impose tariffs on you. And we said, well, you already have tariffs. We're putting some tariffs. Since you have these huge tariffs, we're going to put some tariffs up. We want you to drop your tariffs and we'll take our tariffs away. And Canada says, no, if you put tariffs, we're going to match your tariffs. That's what's going on. It's a cognitive dissonance. It's a disconnect from facts and reality, which is shocking. From these really nice, very passive aggressive. No, our crazy tariffs are the status quo. You taxing us is aggressive. No, it's not. Let's see. I've been in the Army for 18 years this month. Just a grouchy E7 down here in southern Georgia. Nice. Say something nice about Canada. Okay, here's something I have. I think you got some good-looking women up there. And if you guys want some real alpha men, just come down to the United States. Sexual tourism, we're here. Moving on. Just don't join the military. Hi, Uncle Greg. Good idea. Silent, free housing, 20-year retirement, free healthcare, great pay. You're a fool, silent. I don't know what that means, Jonathan. I'm not following everything, but I didn't ask for anything free. I just said before we give the world all of our money, the American taxpayer should get some return on the investment. And if we're not going to get that stuff, we should at least have world-class airports, bridges, roads, all of that kind of thing. Let's see. Silent Soul. I still live with my parents. I don't know nothing about taxes or household stuff. Great. Thank you for serving in our military. I don't know who you're talking to. If that's me, you're welcome. Hey, Greg, how come you charge $20 for shipping for a $20 part? What the fuck? One, I don't think I charge $20 for shipping for a $20 part. The only time I charge, there's like a bare minimum for all packages that I can't send in an envelope. I don't know what that is, but I actually think our shipping's really reasonable. Served my time in Colorado, Fort Carson, and enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm not sure what that's about. Howdy, Greg. I got to meet you and your son. How tall is he? He's 6 foot. Fort Worth on Friday. Look forward to Main Street and the Black Card debut. Thanks for all your team. We sent 50 million on transgender schools in Europe. That's true. Like they need more. That's what Democrats did. Hello, all. What's up, Greg? Thank you for all you do and share. My two grandpas were Navajo code talkers in World War II, but I will never join the military. It's corrupt and not our fight or job. Silent Soul, you are completely entitled to your opinion. I have said for several years, this government has not earned the right to my child's blood. Hit the like button if you don't want to see Greg naked on video again. That's funny. I wish I knew your schedule. Chris, we're going to have that up there. We're going to put up a tour schedule. People do not want to hear the truth, especially if it doesn't fit their narrative. That's true. Wait, what, can I come have dinner with Greg? Yes, you can, Christopher Story. Is that a real thing? Yes, it is. Semper Fi, JMP. Trump coins, we got them. Daughter, can't wait to meet up with you again. TC Blades. Either you have a young daughter who is just a fan and thinks I'm hilarious, or there's something weird going on there. Christopher Story, even Thomas Sowell was a Marxist, but he's not anymore because he grew up. I'll be in Atlanta for sure. 2 coins in plastic cases. Yes. How's the investor knife coming along? It's great, actually. Super sexy. I'm going to do a separate video about that. Black card knife. Yeah, I'll tell you that. Yeah, dairy at 313%. It's crazy. Death Life. You just made yourself look like a fool. It's actually America putting tariffs on Canada is retaliatory. Okay, so Death Life, you should try, if you're going to speak down to me, try cogent, grammatically correct sentences, first of all. Kind of illiterate. Secondly, if your country has 300% taxes on milk coming in from my country, and my president says, hey, we're going to put a 25% tariff on your stuff coming into our country until you get rid of these tariffs on our products, and then we'll take it away. That's us responding to your tariffs. If we put a tariff up and you say, well, we're going to counter your tariff and we're going to counter it, that's retaliatory. We're not really retaliating. We're just saying, hey, we'd like to get rid of all tariffs and have an even playing field. This has been said numerous times. If your head is up your ass, past your eyes and your ears, you're going to miss that, though, and you're just going to smell your own shit. Moving on. That's the worst analogy I've ever heard. Life, death. I don't know if that is actually the worst analogy I've ever heard. Death Life loves cock. Oh, well, I'm just going to show that one because it's funny. Space Coast. Well, according to South Park, the Canadians never were about facts and truth to begin with. Absolutely true. They do have good syrup. How's that Cali weather treating you? I don't know. Maybe Trump should bring back NAFTA. No. Thank you, Tango 19. Willy Wonka, Canadian here. You're right. It's stupid. Nothing new from our government. But one thing, it does protect our dairy supply from milk with growth hormones. I think we should just allow it and let people choose. Willy Wonka, I agree with you so much. I agree with you. Require labeling so people know it's got hormones in it or whatever. I totally agree with you. And then let them buy what they're going to buy. Free. Transparency and free. Equal trade, not free trade. And not Willy Wonka, a Canadian. All right, you guys want to know something good about Canada? Willy Wonka. Thanks, Willie. A knife and wallet guy. What type of wallet do you carry, Greg? Oh, you know what? I carry an old original Hellbent. I've been carrying this thing for years. I literally have been carrying this. Like when I show this to Glade from Hellbent, he's like, "Oh my God, Greg, you're still carrying that?" Yes. like it's a Gen 1. Hell bent. Let's see what else we got. Space Ghost. It's a little. Oh yeah. Okay. TC Blade. She's a huge fan. All right. Awesome. I'm like, oh my god, is someone trying to hook me up with their daughter? Willy Wonka. Lots of industry like TV news, dairy, cell phone, supermarket center are running like cartel monopoly up here. USA has that much better. Yeah. I'm moving to Peoria in about 6 months. I need a job. David, reach out to me when you get here. Saint, I love what this president is doing. Okay, cool. Iron butter knife. Thanks, Greg, for the smooth criminal. One of the most underrated EDC knives out there. Yeah. Cool. I appreciate it. Mate, you don't get how tariffs have been used. They are targeted to protect industries. Yeah, Dan, I get how they're used. I mean, if you listen to me, do you think I don't understand how tariffs work? That's funny. Why does Europe have a 25% tariff on everything coming into the continent from the United States? Everything. Not one industry, everything. Why? I know how that's used. They say, oh no, it's everything. That's not a tariff. That's not a protectionist tariff protecting any industry. It's just our value-added tax on everything. They have been sucking on their cock so long over there, they can't even, they don't have any oxygen functioning in their brain. Not a blanket tax on a whole country. What knife's in your pocket today? If there wasn't hormones, genetically modified foods, science involved in our food production, the entire world would starve, rich or poor. TC Blades, you may not be right. I mean, you may or may not be right. I don't have any dog in that fight, but I've been trying to like eat really organically, and it's kind of interesting when you start peeling back the layers on that. I mean, it's kind of fascinating what you run into. Hey guys, that's the video for the day. I hope you enjoy, and I look forward to seeing you guys out there at the various shows. I thank you for participating, and I will shoot a video later today or tomorrow about the black card knives. You guys can get informed on that. Okay, peace out, bitches.